People ask me all the time, Jason, how did you learn about and start the infinite banking process? And it's a crazy story because I avoided money like the plague. When I heard people talking about money as I was growing and having these different careers, it sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher, wah, 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 wah. But the saying, the Buddha's saying is, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And I was on a journey. I was on a journey for freedom. And I thought it was freedom of the soul and the spirit. And it's really a combination of everything. It's health, it's relationships, it's physical, and it's financial. That is what freedom truly is. It's feeling confident in all those things. So I'm going to share a story. I don't share this a lot because it's not the best place. I don't like to go back to this place. But I was in the back of a mastermind in Mahwah, New Jersey, and I was part of this leadership team for this group that I was part of, that we were helping people build their businesses to scale in their process, self, and the process mastery. And I was in the back of the room, and we're doing this exercise. You know, you see all the time in the personal development world about dreaming what your big vision is and getting that goal and putting numbers on it and just imagining you were a millionaire. Imagine you had all the things you wanted and went all the places and did all the things. And I was there, you know, psyching myself up, wanting to be in the moment, and I just started crying. The tears started coming down my face, and I was so embarrassed. I had so much pain because I realized I had given up myself. I had traded my dream for somebody else's. And I felt like a failure. I felt like I let down my beautiful wife and my 2 sons and my family, my father, my mother. I felt like myself. I felt like a failure. I felt like I'd failed everyone, and I was crushed because I knew at that moment that dream was over, and I didn't know what was next. And I was so scared because I had no idea. I had left corporate America after building a $25 million recruitment division in 3.5 years for an equity-backed company. It was a dream job. It was everything I always wanted, but I was working 30 hours a week more, making what I was 5 years previously with no equity in the company. And I was halfway through my MBA in leadership, and that's why I left. And so standing in that room in Mahwah, New Jersey, standing there crushed, terrified, making 3 times less than I was a year before and working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, I knew there had to be a better path forward. And there's a saying that the dark cave you fear holds all the treasure you're looking for. So I started looking at my life. I started looking at the things that I was taught and I believed. And now my parents had taught me great lessons. They taught me show up first, leave last, work hard, be humble, and compete. Compete to be the best. Always do your best. Always be polite. Always add value. It was a pretty great formula to get good grades, to get into good schools, to get a good job, but it means you're just over broke. And I never understood why I could never get ahead. And when I realized it was that scarcity around money, it was the stories I had around money. So I went and asked a friend who just happens to be a fiduciary with 40 wealth management offices and one of the smartest guys I know in the space of money. I was like, Rep, I need help, brother. And he handed me R. Nelson Nash's book, Becoming Your Own Banker. I took it right off his coffee table and brought it home. I read it in one night. It's only 92 pages, so don't be too impressed. Giant font, lots of pictures, but 92 pages of genius. I read it and I was like, oh my God. I turned it over and the next day I read it again. And I called him. I was like, dude, this can't be true. I was mad. I was like, dude, this can't be true. Are you kidding? If this is true, why doesn't every American practice this? He's like, Jason, what do you think I've been telling you? This is your guaranteed appreciating asset. This is your guaranteed bucket, the and asset I keep telling you about. And I leverage that into all of my investments. I have 8 of these things and started in 2007. And I was pissed. I was like, are you kidding? I've known you for 2 years. Why didn't you tell me? And he said the most profound thing ever. Sip, you weren't ready. And he was right. I wasn't ready to hear the truth. I wanted to do what everyone else was doing. I just wanted to work harder, get a better job, move up the corporate ladder. That was my path at that moment. But when I really wanted freedom, I had to explore that scary cave and my fears. And when I did, I started writing a book about this. I started researching this stuff. I'm so crazy. I wrote a book about this before ever speaking to another human, how they would do this. I got my life insurance license. Now I have 47 licenses. And if you asked me a couple years ago if I'd ever have done that, I would say no. Why would I do that? You could punch me in the nose. That's crazy. And I went from that really dark place and I started realizing all of those fears you have are actually the thing that's going to set you free. So now I teach people this. I've helped thousands and thousands of people, millionaires, multimillionaires, people with 10, 11-figure businesses, and even people who are just getting by in a job. How do you take back control of your money? How do you put your money to work for you? Our family has changed our life forever. We recaptured $36,000 that was going to 10 third-party debts. My wife said to me yesterday, she said, Jason, let's get our cars really detailed. Let's get them really clean and shined up. And I was like, baby, why? It's just a Ford 150 and a Hyundai. And she was, yeah, honey, but they're ours. And we're paying ourselves for those cars. Shouldn't we respect those a little bit more? And I was like, that just made me feel different. And when I look at the money that we're paying back to our system in this process, anyhow, the point was, this gives you so much power and so much freedom because all of a sudden, it's not the banks, it's not Wall Street, it's not the government in charge of your money, it's your system. And over time, it's not immediate, it's not complex either. It's a simple process, but it's not easy. But if you want to learn more, if you want to learn how you can disrupt the financial illiteracy we're taught, if you can disrupt that pattern and look and be honest with yourself. Why? Because all progress begins with being honest with ourselves. I can help you. I can help you like I've helped thousands and thousands of other people. The money multiplier method works. It works because it teaches you how to take back control. It's not me. It's not even my partners, Chris Nagel or Brent Kessler or Hannah or Devin Burr or anyone else that is going to help you. It is the education. It is you taking radical ownership. And finally, it's the application of the knowledge. And this is why I partner with the Money Multiplier, because we are the only team out there that has the implementation team. Sorry, implementation team, I call you guys student drivers because I imagine that you're holding someone's hand. You're like, hey, this is how you take out your loan. This is how you pay yourself your bank back. This is how you make little changes. This is how you change your mode of payments. All the little things that you want to know that you're like, I don't know, it seems scary. Of course it's scary. You're a white belt right now. Like anything in life, the only way we grow is to move through and to apply something new. So when you're ready to learn more, we have tons of education that you can watch. There's tons of books we'll recommend. We do tons of live shows. Even Founding Fathers, I do multiple webinars a week to help people. And I'm just teaching things that have been around for hundreds of years and saying it in different ways so it connects with each individual. Because together, we can change this country. Together, we can all be better. But it starts with you. It starts with you taking radical ownership and then teaching your loved ones, teaching your friends, your families. Leaders lead. We go forward, we turn around, we put our hand back, and we help others. So when you're ready to have that conversation, click below, book a free call with me. I will meet you where you're at. And as long as you're willing to be honest with yourself, progress begins with honesty. So if you're willing to measure where you're at today and you want to know how you can control your money and at the same time have your money work for you, go ahead, click below, book a call. I'll see you soon.